Our next guest was sitting right there. You know him, right between Rogers and Gates when it happened. Congressman Tim Burchett joins us now to tell us about the big, I guess, the most entertaining part of the night, and it was a long night. Good to see you, sir. What exactly happened there?
Well, Matt had walked in, Matt Gates, a friend of mine, had wanted to see a copy of the rules before he voted the final time to make sure, because, you know, he was integrally a part of all of that, the negotiations, or the concerns that he had were valid concerns. He had talked to a staffer, I think it's one of them you see in that crowd there, I think they'd gotten their wires crossed, actually. And so we ended up, Matt, you know, just said, hey, well, that's fine. We can come back Monday and vote on it. I'll be here all weekend. Kevin McCarthy was very nice and cordial, and then he'd walked away, and then one of the members came up, and he was obviously upset and had been late. You know,
What'd he say?
I think he said something about, hey, I'm not going halfers with you on that pizza tonight. I've just decided, you know, since you did this. No, he said, I don't know, you know, things get heated, little adrenaline going on, you know, and we're
pretty
all
nasty though. I mean, was it?
I've been in this thing my whole life, 20-something years. I've heard worse, you know, and it wasn't that bad. And
I hear you, yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, fair enough. CNN reports that you said that people shouldn't be drinking, especially when you're a redneck, on the House floor. Were people drinking in the House that night?
No, I was just making a general statement. Okay. One of those things that, as I stated, the adrenaline was going on. And, you know, it was just people say things they wish they hadn't, and that'll be one of those. That'll probably be the title of my next book.
That's fair enough.
But, you know, actually, Matt did the responsible thing, you know, because as you saw, it was all going crazy. And in a later clip, you see me going like this with my hand under my throat.
I saw you.
And I was saying, let's call it. Let's adjourn. Let's adjourn. And Patrick McHenry, the guy right there with the bow tie, he was going to make that motion, and so because we were trying to get everybody around, just kind of shielded, so because people were coming up, and you know, it was just going, it was losing control. And I thought if we could break for an hour, then we'd be all right. You know, I leaned over to Matt later. You see, there's a meme, and they play the theme from Godfather and all this stuff. And Matt and I were talking, and you see him go, okay.
The whole thing was the talk of Washington for the whole weekend. Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask you real quick.
And Matt,
if I can, I just want to. I want to flip over and talk about the real business at hand here, which is McCarthy saying in that speech later that night, that the first order of business is repealing the funding for 87,000 new IRS agents. I think it's like $80 billion. It cannot come soon enough, obviously. Reason magazine reporting the IRS went after the very poorest of taxpayers in 2022. An incredible article here. The fact, I mean, the way that it operates, the way that it functions in general, most people have disdain for the IRS to weaponize it the way that they have in the past, which we know they did under Obama, and now they want to fund it so dramatically and add 87,000 new ones. Can you get rid of this? How do you guys get rid of that?
Well, the House, of course, is the funding mechanism. I don't know what the Senate's going to do, but we'll cut that out tonight. That'll be bill number 1. And then, but you got to, and the Democrats and the liberals are going to say, oh, that's the reason they won't answer your phone calls. Well, the money is still in the budget for those enhancements that are going to, technological advancements, and also for people just answering the dadgum phone. That's kind of the problem you have right now, as far as I've seen. It's not, they need to quit harassing hardworking taxpayers. You know, I have not received one call from anybody saying we need to bring on those 87,000 IRS agents. It's just not happening.
So you can, if you guys all align together, you can defund that. You can defund that tonight. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll go to the Senate, but the pressure will be on them. But of course, I think we're going to be able to do that tonight.
Oh, so the Senate has to confirm,
as my daughter would say, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, as my daughter, 15-year-old daughter, would say, 100% for real, for real.
Okay, because it's interesting because the Senate obviously is still in Democrat hands. So that's, I guess
we'll see what happens with them. I don't know what they're going to do. I can't dream what they were going to do. But I suspect people will light up the phones and start calling them.
I hope so. I do hope so. Congressman, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
It's great. I'm in studio. This is really cool. Thank y'all so much.
Good to see you, sir.
I feel like I'm somebody.
You are somebody. One of our favorites. Tim Burchett, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.